Section 2.2, titled Proportional Reasoning. We're going to go over what a proportion is and some techniques on how to solve proportion, and then we'll go over some word problem examples that require proportions to set up and solve them. We'll begin with some vocabulary. A ratio is simply a quotient of two numbers. Maybe it's a fraction. 2/3, it's a ratio. 1/4, that's a ratio. 1/2, it's a ratio, etc. Proportion is a statement showing two ratios are equal. So if I gave you 1/2 equal to 5/10, that's proportion. The ratio 1/2 is equivalent to the ratio 5/10. Okay. Now, solving a proportion typically takes this form where you've got your two ratios equal to each other, but you've got a missing number somewhere, and you have to find what that missing number is. There's a couple ways you can do it. One, you can do, just say, mental math. Sometimes that works. Okay. In other words, to get from 3 to 12, we took times 4. 3 times 4 gives us 12. And since these are equal to each other, we have to apply the same scalar. So we take the bottom number 5 times 4, and that would give us that x should be 20. Okay. That's a nice way to do the problem. It's convenient if the numbers in the problem are multiples of each other, but you had this 12 been in a 13, or a 33, well, I guess that would work, but a 34, well, then the problem gets a little bit harder. So how could we do it? Another technique is what we call cross products. Okay. What we do is we take this product, set it equal to this product. It creates an equation we can solve. 3x equals 60, and if we divide both sides by 3, we get x equals 20. We can see we get the same exact answer. It took a little more work to do, but this method is generally the one that everyone's going to use because the numbers don't always work out perfect, nice and neat like this one over here. Case in point would be this example. It would be much more challenging to do this with mental math, to try and figure out what x has to be when the denominator where x is includes that plus 6 as well. So let's do cross product technique. I can take this product, so I want 4 times x plus 6 equal to this product, which is 12 times 5. I will distribute the 4, giving me 4x plus 24 equals 60. We're going to subtract 24 from both sides, giving me 4x plus 36. Divide by 4, and we get x equals 9. Now I want to do a couple of word problems where proportions aid in the solving of the problem. This one says Sam is 5 feet 3 inches tall. He cast a shadow 31 feet 6 inches long. He is standing next to a stop sign that casts a shadow 40 feet 6 inches long. How tall is the stop sign in feet and inches? Okay, so let's see. Let's just diagram this with a picture. We've got Sam and his shadow. 5 feet 3 inches tall. Let's convert that all to just inches. 5 feet is 12 inches, so we would want 5 times 12 plus 3, so he is 63 inches tall. And his shadow, we want 31 feet times 12 inches plus that extra 6 is 378 inches. Okay. Now the stop sign. Okay, and it casts a shadow. We don't know how tall the stop sign is, but we do know it's 40 feet 6 inches. So 40 times 12 plus 6 makes it 486 inches. Okay, so we're going to set up a proportion to help us solve this problem. We could say that 63 inches gives a shadow of 378 inches. So what height gives a shadow of 486 inches? So we'll cross multiply. So we have 378x equals, so I'm going to go ahead and multiply on the calculator, 63 times 486. That is 30,618. And I can divide, I'm going to skip writing it, I'm going to divide by 378. And I get that x is 81 inches. Now we want this in inches and feet, so I'm going to take my 81 inches and divide it by 12. So if I divide this by 12, we get 6.75. 0.75 of 12 would be 6 feet 9 inches. Last problem says of 13,457 registered voters, 23.6% voted in last year's election. About how many people voted? Alright, well, with percentages given, generally you have a percent fraction. So 23.6% voted. There's not more than 100% total. Okay? So on the bottom of this fraction, notice that's why I put the total percentage. So on the bottom of this fraction is where I'm going to put the total number of voters, just 13,457. And the numerator of this fraction would be the part of this total that voted. Just like this is the part of 100% that voted. I don't know how many people that is, so we'll call that x. So cross products, we get 100x equals, I'm going to use the calculator to multiply 23.6 times 13,457 is 31, or 317,585.2. We'll divide by 100. If we divide this by 100, we get x equals, that's just going to move the decimal point 2 places, 3,175.9. So I would say about 3,176 people. And that's how many of our registered voters actually voted.